Hello, hello. Good evening, or morning, or afternoon. Can you still hear it over there? Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Um, let's see. Hi, Jody. How are you? Thank you for listening and saying hello. So, as you guys know, the Gabby Petito case. Oh, sorry. The Gabby Petito movie is premiering on Lifetime Saturday, October the 1st at 8 p.m. or so. I know there's some Kylie stuff happening, or Plunder just put out a video about. I don't, Cherokee. I don't have a cold. But thank you for asking. Um, but stuff has been not really. Nothing that really is new in the Kylie case. I mean, what we know is what we know. Plunder did put out a request on some information from the FBI, and the FBI basically told her we can't release anything to you, and it makes sense because I mean it's still early in the case. I know that we want to know the latest, you know, right now. But I think at this point we kind of have an idea about what happened, and on the investigators' side, they really just have to dot the I's, cross the T's, and file the paperwork appropriately, and then maybe we'll have some idea of what happened. But in my eyes, I feel like I already know what happened, sadly, and it's been very obvious from the beginning. Um, and I don't know. I kind of wanted to give it a little rest for a little while, and then let's just see what happens. You know, there's only so much we can do with the Kylie info. I thought the Gabby Petito movie was going to be released today, Friday, but it's actually tomorrow. So I was looking for it, I couldn't find it, and then I realized that I really haven't seen the entire body cam footage for Gabby Petito. So I started watching it, and I don't know, it was eerie. I haven't watched the whole thing. I've seen clips of it on other channels. I've listened to other people semi talk about it, but never I've never actually sat down and taken a look and listened for myself. And I know there's controversy. Hello, Princess. I know there's controversy about this movie. Um, like it's not good controversy. Well, people don't want this movie to have happened, you know, because it's an abuse to the family. Or I think Lifetime did it too soon. But you know how Lifetime is. Um, they're all about the drama. Remember with Chris Watts, they came out with the movie. Well, actually, the Chris Watts movie came out way after. If we compare it to this Gabby Petito thing, they started the Gabby Petito movie pretty quick. So I don't want to look at it in those eyes. It's just what I want to do. I guess I want to educate myself a little bit more on some of the details of the case, or at least this body cam footage. I feel like this cam footage is going to tell us a lot, or me a lot. So I'm gonna watch it with you. Not the whole thing because it's an hour and something long, but already the begin. It's not on Lifetime yet, Princess. It'll be there tomorrow. But I'm gonna watch the beginning of it now, and I don't know. You guys like just tell me what you think. I'll tell you what I think. But already I didn't like what I saw. I don't understand, and I know there are other channels that probably have covered this to the T, but I kind of want to watch this with fresh eyes, and I don't know, just we'll just get a conversation going about it. But this is when they responded to Gabby Petito. Um, okay, wait, I know you can't hear it yet. Just checking the audio. Here we go. This is from the beginning. There isn't audio yet, but there will be. But at the beginning, he says that they hit the curb, And I want you to notice what happens when the officer walks up to the window. Gaby, it looks like she's yelling already. I mean, I can only imagine what kind of argument was happening in that vehicle, but check it out. And I hope everyone is doing well.
Driver is showing some obscure driving, possibly intoxicated.
Hey, Kevin. Did he say intoxicated?
Currently doing 45 miles an hour. Zone through here is 25. Oh!
So Brian was going 45 when it's a 25. Hey, Kevin.
Subject just hit the curb. Correction, speed limit is 15. I'm about 3/4 of a mile into the arches, just before the gate.
So right here, as the cop is walking up to the car, look at, just as soon as you can, keep your eye on the passenger window.
Sorry, officer. You want to place your vehicle into park and go ahead and turn it off for me?
Yeah.
No, park?
Oh, it isn't park yet.
Okay.
Also, from what I understand, usually the officer goes up to the driver's side first. And I know that the driver's side is on the side where there are moving vehicles. It's by the freeway, but I've anytime, I mean, I've been stopped before, and anytime I see anyone else get stopped, the cop always goes to the driver's side first. And it was interesting to me here he went to Gaby's side first. And I don't know if it's different in different states, like from Texas, or what the procedure is, but that I mean, if someone can explain that, or if it's not a procedure thing, they can go up to whatever window they want. But I I just I just always seen them go up to the driver's side first. So
Turn off your engine. Go ahead and set your keys on the dash for me, all right? What's your guys' names?
Gaby.
I'm Brian.
Gabby, Brian? Okay. What's going on? How come you're crying?
I'm just sorry. We've just been fighting.
and also, as soon as the cop asks what's going on, Gaby, I don't know, her instinct, her reflex is already to apologize. She goes, I'm crying, or it's because we've been fighting. It's my fault because I was distracting him while he was driving. I mean, she's in total, it's almost like she's used to reacting apologetically, and everything is already her fault. She's just, I mean, the way that she responds to this tells you a lot about her mental state. I just, yeah.
Some personal issues.
It's a long day right here.
And then after she explains this, Brian doesn't say anything. It's almost like he, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I guess what comes to my brain is, yeah, you better say that because you know everything's your fault kind of attitude, kind of vibe that I get from this. Because he doesn't say, no, babe, it's not your fault. Like, he doesn't comfort her at all. He kind of, he's almost, oh man, I can't think of the word, but you guys, hopefully you know what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah, Brian. Yeah, I do. I also feel the same way. Yep, POS. See Brian keeping an eye on the cop. Yeah, he is. Oh, it's like Brian is almost validated. For anything that Brian does wrong, it's validated because Gaby is going to take blame for it. Like, Gaby is in victim mode. I mean, this should have been a freaking red flag, I think, right? I've never seen this top to bottom, so freaking out. Yeah. Yep, Kevin.
We were camping yesterday and camping got the stuff, flies and stuff. I'm sorry I hit the bump there.
I was distracting him from driving. I'm sorry.
And then as he's talking, he almost sounds like he's slurring his words. I was just, that's what it sounds like almost. And then Gabby's just apologizing. I'm sorry. I'm the one that distracted him. Hey, Miss Chief, how are you?
Can I get you to step out of the vehicle for me, man?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the part I don't understand. Why are they asking her to step out of the vehicle? I mean, clearly she already blames herself for everything. She's the one that's crying. She's the one that clearly needs help. So I don't understand also. So first the cop goes up to the passenger side and not the driver's side. He should have gone on the driver's side first, right, to talk to the driver, because the driver was the reason why he stopped the car. The reason why he stopped the car because the vehicle was speeding and it hit the curb. So the cop should have gone to the driver's side. Do you know why I stopped you? No. He goes up to the passenger side, and I'm thinking, were they already informed that there was a quarrel happening? I don't know the backstory to this, but the cop goes straight to the passenger side. So now Gabby is in more fright mode. So first she's fighting with Brian, and I'm sure Brian is just, coming down on her. And then the cop comes up to the vehicle, to the passenger side. So now Gabby has Brian to her left, who she feels scared of, and now the cop to her right. She's sandwiched, and I cannot imagine how scared and alone she felt right there. I mean, and then after this, and then she apologizes over and over. And then what does the cop do? Asks Gabby out of the car. Why does Brian stay inside the vehicle? Hey, Jennifer, how are you?
Just hang tight right there. Do you mind if I take your keys and just put them on your hood?
You got it, buddy. I'm so
Thank
sorry.
you. Oh, no, you're fine.
I'm so sorry. Oh, no, you're fine. No, he's not. What?
I'm going to go ahead and close your door, okay?
Someone explained this to me, and it's probably been discussed a lot everywhere else. But why? Okay, yeah, mischief, and I know, I know that there are vehicles going, they're on the freeway, but I've seen it here where the cop always goes to the passenger side. I mean the driver's side. But I understand what you're saying, mischief. I thought the same thing, but I've seen it. I've never seen a cop go to the passenger side first.
Over here. SO229, I have the female that was on the passenger seat separated from the male. Keys are on the hood. You want to tell me what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just some days I have really bad OCD, and
Okay.
I just.
And right here she's gonna go into this bit about how she has really bad OCD, and she can seem like a bitch. To me, it just sounds like this is something Brian has complained about over and over. He's like, "You have OCD. Why do you have to be like this?" Because she's probably a clean freak, or she likes, she knows where she wants things and how she wants things done and all that. I don't think that's a bad thing, but I think her and Brian, they go on this road trip together at the longest time they've spent together ever. And now he's learning about her more. And he's getting really annoyed with her, probably causes a lot of arguments. Her personality. And I can almost bet that he would, why do you have to be like this? Why do you, I bet you there was there was a lot of arguing about her personality. So right now, as the cop as asking her what's going on, she's like, "It's my fault. It's because I have OCD. I can come off as a bitch, and it's just so sad. I don't know. Yeah, it's too toxic.
I was just cleaning and straightening up the back of the van before, and I was apologizing to him and saying, I'm sorry that I'm so mean, because sometimes I have OCD and sometimes I just get really frustrated. Not like mean towards him, I just like, I guess my vibe is like, I really...
Imagine moving in with someone and you do it in a van going cross country. That's the first time you live together. Imagine. You can have the best relationship ever, but then you move in together in a van and drive across the country, and that's how you decide to get to know each other. Yeah, bad idea, Kevin. I mean, what?
Here to be like in a bad mood, and I was just saying, I'm sorry if I'm in a bad mood. I've just been really stressed. I had so much work I was doing on my computer this morning.
What do you do for a living?
Well, I used to work at an all-organic juice bar, but I just quit my job.
Okay.
I was a nutritionist. That was my
That's
job,
cool.
and I just quit my job to travel across the country, and I'm trying to start a blog. I just have a blog and stuff, so I've been building my website. So I've just been really stressed. And
So here she's just talking about, building her website, what she wants to do. This whole thing, Gaby was just trying to be, her own boss, an entrepreneur, a content creator. I mean, I respect her a lot for doing what she was trying to do. Miss Chief says, just think about being in a van 24/7. I would be gone crazy doing that now. And me and hubby have been together for 20 years. Dude, heck yes. I wouldn't drive across the freaking country with my dude for like 13 years, 14 years. Heck no. Heck no. We fight being in the same apartment. I mean, it's normal to annoy each other, but at least when you fight, you have space to cool down, and you don't have the stresses of being in the middle of nowhere. You can go to the comfort of your couch and the other person can be in the comfort of their bed, but you're in a van, so what? Either you walk away into the forest to have some cool down time, or I mean, what do you do? It's okay to fight, but it's like how do they recover from that fight if they don't have the space to do that and add on the stresses of the elements, and just a different environment. She's probably on her computer starting her own thing, and he's probably just jealous because she's not paying attention to him. Yeah, because why is he on this road trip? He's not doing anything content related. Literally, it just seemed like he just wanted to go with her because he couldn't let her go. He couldn't let her go, so he just decided to stick around. And maybe he wanted to protect her. He's like, I'm not going to let you go travel across the world by yourself. You need protection. Fine, I could maybe see that, but that's not what happened here. I think it was more of a control issue. She wanted to do her own thing, and she was not going to say no. She wasn't going to stay home for him. So she did her own thing, and he says, fine, I'm going to tag along. And then complained about her the entire time to her. And she was just trying to be creative in this free spirit that she is, Princess says, I agree. Megan, Mischief, sorry. Me either. We have an 8-hour trip next weekend, and I'm dreading it. For sure. Cool down, it always helps. Yes. No way I'd be with my hubby in a van across country. Hey, Jody again. Yeah, he wanted to be the one. Yeah.
he doesn't really believe that I could do any of it, so that's kind of been like a...
She just said he didn't believe I could do any of it. That's what she just said. I can rewind. I can try my best to rewind it. It's just hard on this. I'll start right there.
Starting a blog. I just have a blog and stuff, so I've been building my website, so I've just been really stressed, and he doesn't really believe that I could do any of it, so that's kind of been like a... I don't know, he's like down there. I don't know, we've just been fighting all morning, and he wouldn't let me in the car before. And then
Why wouldn't he let you in the car? Because of
told
your OCD?
He told me I needed to calm down. Yeah.
You know what? And if she got crazily angry with Brian, I don't blame her because she wanted to do this road trip thing by herself, and he inserted himself in her life and her independence. And then she just said, he doesn't believe, yeah, it was her van, Mischief. He doesn't believe that I could do any of it, which kind of sucks, or just something like that. And so this guy, F this guy, dude. And it's her van. This was this is what she wanted to do. He puts himself in her life and then complains about her and then tells her, well, you can't do it. You can't do it. See, the issue is here. Why couldn't Gabby talk to her parents about it? Why? Why couldn't Gabby call home? Was she afraid that Brian would hear her conversation? Was there already some sort of physical abuse happening? I mean, her parents, it seemed like they could talk to each other. So why couldn't Gabby just call home? Mom, this is not going well. Mom, he keeps telling me that I can't do this. You know?
But I'm perfectly calm all the time, and he really stresses me out, and this is a rough morning.
Well, why don't we do this? Why don't I sit you down in the back seat of my car? You're not in any trouble, okay?
And this is the worst thing. Why don't I sit you down in the back of my car? You're not in any trouble. Well, she's already been shat on by Brian, fighting with him in the van before they got pulled over. Car walks up to the passenger side to talk to Gabby. Gabby's already apologizing profusely, and then now Gabby is going to be put in the back seat of the car. I understand, maybe because it's really hot and he wants to put her in the back of the vehicle to cool her down. I've heard that, but putting her in the back of the car, maybe not the best idea when she's in this state of mind. If anything, this just um this this just fueled Brian, uh and made her feel more of a villain to him, right? So now in Brian's mind, think about it from Brian's eyes. Gabby is the one being questioned by the police. Now Gabby's being put in the back of a cop car. In Brian's mind, this just villainizes her even more and probably uh, justifies his underlying jealousy and hate for her because that's what he had. Without Gabby, Brian is nothing. Gabby Gabby is, this light that shines so bright, and Brian is a bug that was attracted to this light. And that's all he is. He's a bug. Hey Utter, how are you? How are you? Sounds like every super controlling guy. Brain bone head, my goodness. Yep. Utter my OG. Yeah, it makes me mad. Yeah. Again, I've never seen this in its entirety. And I was watching a little bit at the beginning and I couldn't by myself because I was already getting angry. So I was like, let me talk to my friends. Get them alone, get them to rely on you, start nitpicking and bringing them down. Yeah. Don't hate me, guys, but Princess says, but I'm glad Brian is not alive. He hurt Gabby. He took her away from her family. My heart breaks for her mom and dad. Princess, your comment, I totally get what you're saying. But I think I wish that Brian was alive just so he could answer to this. So he could face the world, because what he did was the most cowardly thing. I mean, he until his last breath, he showed that he only cared about himself. And so the next thing I don't understand is how could someone like Gabby love him? Like, what was it that Brian had that she desperately clinged onto? And then I know we don't know these people, but what was it about Brian that she. Why couldn't she just push him away? Did it have to take until this road trip for her to realize that this guy doesn't get me? Because it's easy to be sweet and loving and caring and the best boyfriend when you're not living with each other every day. So she probably only saw the best side of him because he didn't have to. He didn't see her herself 24/7. And then it's when you're finally together that that I guess she really saw who Brian was, because I think Gaby never hid who she was. I think she was very honest about who she was always. You know? Yeah, mischief. Brain hurt her out of Brian hurt her out of evilness devil. Unfortunately, there were two separate 911 calls when the callers gave statements saying she was punching him, and the cops were aware of this at the stop. Oh, yes. Okay, so then that makes sense. Yes. Yeah. So, yeah. Hey, Capricious, how are you? Thank you for being here. That's true, Jennifer.
I'm not going to be putting handcuffs on you. You obviously don't have any weapons. I'm going to get you into the air conditioning, let you take a breath, relax a little bit, and then I'll come back and talk to you in a few minutes, okay?
Okay.
But like Gaby looks like she's negative 100 pounds here. She's hitting Brian. I get it. But okay. If people were seeing this, I mean, think about the type of mental abuse she was putting him. I'm not saying it's okay to hit people, but see, this is where the line gets very thin or very gray, right? Oh well, she was hitting him, so she's the bad person here. I mean, you don't know what Brian was saying to her, doing to her prior. I mean, I guess maybe this is where I get a little biased. Is it because I'm a woman? I mean, I don't know, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. As I speak, I'm like, do I make sense? But did the cops really think that Brian was in physical danger when they saw her? Yes, rest in peace, Gaby. Absolutely, rest in peace. It does, because I think she was defending herself, and it wasn't. Yeah. Capricious is very nice. Okay.
Alrighty. Like I said, you're not in any trouble. So just go ahead and take a seat. Watch your feet.
Hey, Edward. Another is wishing Jennifer. Well, I've been checking up on Jennifer, and I appreciate that she's here. And Edward, thank you for being here. Edward's like, personally, I wish Gaby had kicked him in the NTS. Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah. Yeah, you were just in that massive hurricane, Jennifer. I was like, are you good?
What's that?
You talked to Gaby already?
Yeah, I just spoke to her.
Yeah.
So, you want to do me a favor? Let's.
That was a stupid question. Oh, have you spoken to her? Did you not just see him speaking to her? Brian? Did you not just see him do that? Oh, did you talk to her already? Nah, bro. We were just watching the freaking clouds roll by. Idiot.
Go ahead and get you to step out of the vehicle. Alrighty. Come on over here. You're not in any trouble right now. So, tell me what's going on.
But she just gets worked up sometimes.
Okay, did you see? Look, the way he. Okay, right now I'm gonna. Hey, Collie Wobbles, how are you? Okay, but look how he walks up. He walks up like a little child, like he knows he's in trouble, and he walks up like, oh, okay, oh, what happened? It's like, hey, well, okay, tell me what happened. Oh, it's cause oh, let me tell you. And look at his body language. He freaking looks like a little kid. I bet his parents babied the you know what out of him. Like Brian, don't do that. Don't do that. As he was growing up, Brian, it's not okay to do that. It's like, oh, sorry, mom. It's cause and then like just comes up with some dumbass excuse. But he walks up like he's a freaking little like freaking 3-year old with his hand in the cookie jar. Oh, it's cause no, I didn't do it. Oh my goodness. Mm-mm. Well, I'll rewind it again, but for real. These cops were 100% morons. Honestly, I don't know if you guys have been watching the Jeffrey Dahmer thing, but those cops that allowed that 14-year-old boy to go back into Jeffrey's apartment, yeah, morons also. And it just proves to you that even if you have a badge, doesn't mean that you're the sharpest tool in the shed. You know what I'm saying? You love my sense of humor. I don't know if it's humor or sarcasm, or I don't know what it is. But I appreciate that you saying that. Yeah, the first mischief goes. The first word out of his mouth is she. Oh, she did this. It's everyone else's fault, right? Everyone else's fault. At least Gaby, when she's questioned, she goes, "I this. It's my." At least she tries to take some sort of ownership. But this asshole just like freaking runs up like a little baby. It's because she told me she did this to me. Shit, that. I wonder if this dude has ever answered for anything in his life. Probably not, because after all this shit went down, he couldn't even answer. He couldn't own up to it. He just allegedly took his own life. Right? He couldn't even own up to it. He went home to mommy and daddy, and then mommy and daddy protected him, and then he just couldn't take the heat, so he offed himself. Like this guy, obviously, has never answered for anything in his life. Anything that he's done bad, it's somebody else's fault. This literally, there you go. That's what it is. He looks like a oh damn. Yeah. Good humor. I appreciate that. It's sarcasm, but it is ever freaking hilarious. I try to be truthful, but it is kind of funny, I guess. Too bad he didn't try to grab a cop's gun right here. Why would he? He's a perfect little boy. He's a perfect little boy here. He's like, sir, yeah, whatever you want, sir. He's yes, sir, no, sir. Brian is probably one of the fakest people you'll ever meet. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to someone that's passed. God, please forgive me. But look at this guy. This guy. He's supposed to be the perfect little boy. He never grew up. This guy. Yeah, right, Kevin.
Times, and I try and really distance myself from her. So like I locked the car and I walked away from her. What happened this morning is that she's trying to start up like her own little website blog and everything. So I give her time. And we really had a nice morning, if anything. But she just got worked up because we were trying to get going and get our day going because we want to go like arches before the second time.
Okay. You want to tell me about those scratches?
I apologize. I know it's loud and you can kind of not. I don't know if you can or cannot hear. I downloaded this video. If you want me to play it with the subtitles, okay, let me ask you right now. If you play this right now, does it allow subtitles? The captions. And if you cannot use captions, would you like me to play the YouTube video instead, where I can put the captions on the screen? Let me know before I continue, because what he says here is very important. It's just the background, is what I'm saying. He's a monster and his family helped him. I know that we try to stay away from blaming the parents on children's behavior. However, this seems to me like classic I'm never going to answer to anything that I do situation. I don't know what the word for that is. Brian, Larry, Panther. Yeah, for real. What a great morning. This is after someone called 911 to report him putting his hands on her. Yep. Do you guys need the captions to understand what he's saying is what I'm asking. What he says here, oh, so annoying. It is annoying because she's trying to do her little blog thing. That's how he describes it.
On your face?
She had a cell phone in her hand. That's why I was pushing her away, because she wanted. I locked the keys so I could walk away. I said, let's just take a breather and let's not, go anywhere. Let's just calm down for a minute because she was getting really worked up. And then she had her phone and was trying to get the keys from me, so I got away. I was just trying to. I know I shouldn't push, but I was just trying to push her away to go. Let's just take a minute, step back, and breathe. And she got me with her phone.
Can I see your hand? Oh, you got a mark right here.
Oh, that's from a wire.
That's from a wire?
Yeah.
You want to tell me about hitting that curb?
It's like, I was just trying to get her away from me because she had her phone in her hand and she was worked up. And I know I'm not supposed to push somebody, but I just pushed her away to get away from her, to calm her down because she was going crazy or whatever. What? No worries, princess. Same way NK describes Shanann wants to thrive. Yeah, that's true. That's a really good point, Kevin. It's a really good point. So, okay, so then here, right now, cop asked her, okay, so can you tell me why you hit the curb?
Hitting the curb was her grabbing the wheel.
She grabbed the wheel?
Yeah. She said, I can't believe we're getting pulled over, and then she grabbed the wheel.
So he hit the curb because Gaby said, we're getting pulled over. So why would she need to pull the wheel unless he didn't want to pull over? Maybe he was like, I'm not going to pull over because he was so mad, maybe, or something. She's like, no, Brian, you have to pull over. The dude next to B is very animated. Yeah. I mean, why would Gaby need to feel that she needs to grab the wheel if that's what happened? Why did you hit the curb? Because she grabbed the wheel. I can't believe we're getting pulled over. Wouldn't she? I mean, I don't understand that. Unless, like I said, tell me if I'm wrong. Maybe he didn't want to stop. He wanted to keep going. He was probably in already some rage. And he's like, I'm not going to stop. And she's like, pull over. It's my van. Pull over. And then she grabbed the wheel. I mean, it's not safe, obviously, but yeah, because he wasn't going to pull over. Just realized who you are, gorgeous. Oh, I want to know who it is. Text me, Utter.
What about the speed? Did she take over the pedal on you?
If I was going fast, I'm sorry. No, it's probably just the moment of, I'm still shaking now. The adrenaline, seeing the lights flashing up, and then her gripping the wheel.
Okay, so, and then the cop asks her, well, what's up with the speed then? Because he was going 45 in a 15. And he's like, oh, it's because I got scared that you guys were behind me, and I'm still shaking right now. It's like, dude, you were speeding. You were probably going to avoid the cops. You were trying to avoid the cops. You were speeding. You saw them behind you. You didn't slow down. If you were going to actually pull over, then you would have slowed down, but you didn't. And then Gaby wanted you to pull over, and you didn't want to. So she moved the wheel. Right?
So if I sped up, I'm sorry about that. Or if I was speeding beforehand, I'm sorry about that.
If I sped up, I'm sorry about that. And if I was already speeding, sorry about that. Come on, dude.
Yeah, it took quite a bit to catch up to you. So,
yeah. I'm sorry about that. We're just going into...
It took a while to catch up to you. And Brian goes, oh, shoot, really? Sorry about that. This guy was not going to pull over. What would have happened? What would have happened? Because the cops only put their lights on after he hit the curb. So they were probably not planning to pull him over, period. I mean, I don't know. What? Yeah, suspicion of DUI. I agree. He does look a little probably intoxicated. That's what I was saying at the beginning of the video, where he sounds intoxicating. He was going 40. Yeah, he was speeding up though.
The park again to get water because we have a 6-gallon water container to fill up, so we're just grabbing water for the hike. Okay. And I was trying to.
I know I keep stopping it a lot. I'm sorry, but that's what I'm doing. Okay. This part reminds me of Chris Watts now that I'm listening to it when he's talking about his water jug in the morning, what he's putting in the truck. Check it out. Right there.
Water container to fill up. So.
Can I see your hand?
Water container.
Sorry.
If I was speeding beforehand, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, it took quite a bit to catch up to you. So,
yeah. I'm sorry about that. We're just going into the park again to get water because we have a 6-gallon water container to fill up, so we're just grabbing water for the hike. Okay. And I was trying to keep everything calm and quiet because there's plans still to go for a hike, but it's good. I'm really sorry about that.
Of course. Do me a favor. You want to go ahead and just take a seat right over here on the curb for me?
And if I was speeding, I'm sorry. I want to apologize.
You don't have anything in that pocket or anything like that, do you?
Nope.
Just the wallet? All right. And then, do you mind lifting your shirt so I can check the waistband? Turn around for me real quick. Perfect.
Nothing.
I just want to make sure.
You see how, and then lift up your shirt, any wounds, and he just lifts it up to the very bottom? Yes, exactly, Kevin. Exactly. He was going 40. Yeah. I have dirt on my feet. Yet go camping. Just like CW telling the cop about a guy using a screwdriver to break into the toolbox. Yep.
That's all, man. Go ahead, do me a favor, take a seat, all right? Oh, do you have your ID on you?
In the car, if you want to come with me.
No, we'll just do this. Just go ahead and take a seat.
You come with me, I'll give it to you.
No, you're fine. What's your first name?
Brian?
Is that layman spelling?
B-R-I-N, and L-A-U-N.
What's your name, Brian? And then he just starts spelling it right away. This guy is so nervous. Oh, I'm seeing a pattern with camping and for sure national parks. Oh, really, Capricious? Please tell. And he's overcompensating now. He's so nervous because he knows he's doing bad stuff.
And then your last name?
L-A-U-N.
L-A-U-N.
D-R-I-E.
D-R-I-E?
Yep.
Laundry? Mm-hmm. Okay. What's your date of birth, Brian?
I'll say crisscross applesauce, but can I just sit in the shade because I'm bald?
I'm sitting crisscross applesauce. Brian is on the side, and they asked him to sit down. And then the cop right there is asking him, what's your name? Asking for his information. And after he gives him information, Brian says, I'm sitting crisscross applesauce. Do you think that I could sit over there? Because it's sunny and I'm bald. How does a 20-something-year-old say, I'm here sitting crisscross applesauce? He's a freaking baby. Everything I just said right now is true. Never answered to anything that he did. He's a freaking child in his head. His parents babied him to the point where if he ever did anything wrong, they never punished him. His parents never punished him. My fiance tells me that when he talked back to his dad or didn't do something, his dad literally kicked down his door. Yeah, it was one time, but sometimes that's all you need. Is one time to get disciplined. Like, I remember I got spanked one time for doing something when I was little, and you better believe that I freaking never did anything to make sure that happened again. I mean, don't call CPS. I'm 33 now, so everyone I know, it's triggering. But I bet you this kid never even was grounded in his life. I'm sitting crisscross applesauce. You're an adult, dude. You're an adult. Maybe you say that when you're a kid. I'm sitting crisscross applesauce, but can I do this? Like, how freaking spoiled and entitled are you, Mr. Laundry? You're a freaking child. You are a child. No wonder you were dating someone so young, so much younger than you. Now it makes perfect sense to me. Now it makes perfect sense. Let's go. Let's sit crisscross applesauce. I bet you when he needed to go to the restroom, he put his hand up in the air to the cops and then like twisted his index and his middle finger together and said, can I go pee-pee? Can I go potty? Yeah? Can we play hot cross buns? Yes. Why? Princess goes, you go, girl, go off. Do people come here to listen to me go off? I think that's a thing. No, I'm sorry. Does he have siblings? He has siblings. Oh, I would get out of the ticket. How are kids raising their kids nowadays? Well, they're raising their kids. Their adult men apparently are saying they're sitting crisscross applesauce. He's a good boy. What a good boy. Oh, I'm going to give him a treat here. Jen says he has a sister, Kevin. She is 10 years older. She is a nice woman with kids. I feel bad for her. She has a good life with kids. Thank you, Jennifer. I want to hear this crisscross applesauce BS.
I'll say crisscross applesauce, but can I just sit in the shade because I'm bald? It's okay. I'll give you some shade. Sound good?
Alrighty, just hang tight for me.
Can I'll sit crisscross applesauce, but can I sit over there? Because it's hot and I'm bald. And then the cop's like, oh, I'll give you some shade. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Daniel, if you heard a 20-something-year-old tell a cop, I'm sitting crisscross applesauce, or I'll sit crisscross applesauce, I'd laugh.
Yeah.
I'd be like, hold on, I have some animal crackers in the back. If you behave and answer all my questions, I'll give you a box. Or are you old enough to have a license, sir? Oh my, I'm sorry. I'm done already. Fuck this guy. I'm sorry. I'm gonna call him crisscross applesauce. Applesauce. That's what I'm gonna call him now. Brian Applesauce. Jesus. Chris Watt's sister seems like an all-right well bastard. You have to remember that the younger the siblings are, the more spoiled they are. Right? So Chris was the baby. Brian was probably the baby. But the parents are stricter when they're younger. But as they grow older, I mean, I'll tell you about the niece that my parents adopted. I mean, they let her Uber food, and God forbid, when I was younger, if I didn't eat what my mom made, then I wouldn't eat that night. And that's how I learned to just eat when I was told. The area of Florida his parents lived in is destroyed and underwater right now. Wow. I think God works. God takes care of things, I mean, I don't wish harm on anyone, but I mean, I didn't create the hurricane. God did. Get the man a juice box, says Capricious. Yeah, get him a juice box. I wonder if his blankie's in the van. Miss Chief says, I raised 4 boys. They are now all over 30. I was not the mom who played around. I didn't beat them, but I didn't spank them. But I did spank them and take charge of them. Well, I mean, yeah. You got to prepare them for the real world, My kid brother was the youngest in our family, and he's still a spoiled brat. Yep, there you go. But okay, let's watch this man sit crisscross applesauce.
SO229. I need a 29 name and date of birth. First name Brian, layman spellings. Last name Laundry. Lima Alpha Uniform. November Delta Romeo India.
Honestly, I think Brian was a bully. He was a baby to everybody. Look how he has acting with the cops. I mean, he's talking to the cops like, I want to sit crisscross applesauce, blah blah blah. Oh my goodness. But then I bet when he was alone with Gaby, he was a totally different person. And you know who this person was? The complete opposite of what you see here. He was the complete opposite of crisscross applesauce to her, and that's scary.
On stage? How many times did you fly?
Bravo Romeo India Alpha November.
And then what? And his reaction was to do what?
It's gonna be out of Florida.
He just grabbed you? Did he Did he hit you though? I mean, it's okay if you're saying you hit him, but I understand if he hit you, but we want to know the truth. Did he actually hit you? Because where did he hit you? No, don't worry. Be honest.
I can't hear what she's saying here. I really want to. I think he's asking her, "Did you do anything wrong?" Man, I feel so bad for her. I don't, man, I don't understand. Jennifer, let's see. The paper officer says capricious. Yeah, for real. Kevin, did you know about the guy's gravesite? What are you talking about, Kevin? They should have right away had a female cop talking to her. All these men ganging up on her. That's what it feels like to me too. Jennifer is our Google. For real, she is. Jennifer's awesome. Know what's up with gravesite, says Capricious. Two guys talking to her. Yep, she's sandwiched. I live close. Like these men are allowing Brian to act like a baby. Crisscross applesauce. You get these manipulative pricks exactly like that. They are all charm in public, but beat their wives behind closed doors at home. Yeah, what the heck? They cremated Kylie already, right? Yeah. No, they did report it according to the Sun.
You slapped your face or what?
Okay, so here she's telling them how he has manhandled her.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. So has he been drinking?
Okay, right there he asks, has he been drinking? And she says no, but she could just be saying that to protect him.
What was up with his driving? This officer said he hit a curb. While you're driving? While he was driving, you were hitting him?
Why is this part of the audio cut out?
Did you already tell him all this?
I didn't get that far into
Okay,
it. She
so
was hyperventilating a
She's
little
saying
bit.
that they don't drink, but at the point when you lit them up,
You don't drink or anything.
She started hitting him.
I was yelling at him, and then when you turned your lights on, I kind of punched his arm like there's no just an idiot.
she's saying was why he hit the curb. You said it was Gaby?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't know that name. It was Gaby?
Yeah.
Why did they cut this off too? I'm gonna pause it. So she told him that when his lights went on, she started hitting him. And I believe that. I believe that she started freaking out when the lights turned on because I think he was not wanting to slow down. Because why would she react that way? I think it was kind of an underlying cry for help. I think that she was almost happy that they were pulled over and she just needed these officers to save her and they didn't. Because she wasn't going to straight up ask, "Please help me." Because she couldn't even call her parents and do that. So she was hoping that people would take care of her. And they didn't. These officers, I don't think they're bad people, but I think they didn't trust their gut because I think nowadays they're very scared of a lawsuit being slapped on them because they assume something. So as long as no laws have been broken, as long as they follow procedure, they kind of just want to make sure, okay, no one's intoxicated, no one's in harm or danger. Okay, let's let them work out their domestic dispute. I think because the way the red tape is now and society is, they just don't want a part of it. And so I don't necessarily at this point, as I'm watching this, I don't blame the officers. I think I blame just the system and how things have to be handled, especially when you have body cams, when you know you're being recorded. The department probably tells you things like, if you see no immediate danger, if the suspects don't come out and say something, then you really can't do anything. There's only so much you can do. But I do think they gave her ample opportunity to say something, but I think they could have done better with their questioning. They could have said, "Ma'am, do you feel safe?" I think that would have been a good question to ask. "Ma'am, do you feel safe?" And I think a question like that could have changed the scenario, because her hesitation, which I think would have happened, could set off red flags for them. Or, "Ma'am, do you want to be separated from him?" Or, "Ma'am, we're going to call your parents. Please give us their number." You know, they should have assisted her in that way, given her options instead of how they handled it, in my opinion. The one cop is such an a-hole. He compared Gaby to his ex-wife. Yeah, and see, also this comment, Jennifer, I agree. I think the I know there's this trend, or it's trending right now, and has been for a while, to kind of make fun of how toxic women are, but it's kind of like a joke on the internet, like, stay toxic, or I think people kind of come together online, and kind of make fun of women, um, in a way where it's, I don't know how to say it, but it's kind of annoying, because when I'm on TikTok, I'm just gonna say, when I'm on TikTok, a lot of the TikToks that I see are about how women are toxic, or you have a toxic wife when she asks to see your phone, or when it's always about, you're married when, your wife is toxic when. It's a weird trend that's happening, but I don't see it a lot from.
I don't want peace.
Yeah, or yeah, that meme, like, I don't want, like, there's these guys that go on TikTok, and it's a trend. They go, "People ask me why I'm with her," and then it transitions to this meme that says, "I don't want peace, I want problems." Like, I feel like women are villains now. Our bitchiness is villainized. Cops looks like he spends time in the donut shop. Well, who does it, Edward? Maybe a radio was going off and they cut the audio. Possibly. That's a good. Thank you for that. Cops completely misread the situation. Yes, I agree. I think so too, Jennifer. Miss Chu says, I think if there was a female cop, it would be different for sure. Absolutely. I completely agree. Completely agree with that. They put up a bit of hotel room. Yep. I think sometimes a woman cop could clue into these subtle signs that Gaby was putting out. I don't understand what a woman means half the time. I'm expected to read body language that I miss. I think women. It's not about reading body language. I think women can read other women in a way that a man, I don't think, is programmed to do. Women just experience the world differently, and it's not a diss to men. And just like how men experience the world differently, I mean, we're designed that way for a reason, you know. But if a woman was there, these cops would have had a woman that they trusted, so around. Like, so if this woman cop would have said, I don't feel right about this, or they would have said, you know what, give me your phone, Gaby, and we'll call you tomorrow to check up on you. There would have been a follow up if a woman was involved, just because women are caregivers. Women are more sympathetic than men. Men are not programmed to be extra sympathetic, because men are programmed to do a lot of other things that women aren't programmed to do. I mean, we balance each other out well, in my opinion, as long as we respect each other. So having a woman maybe wouldn't have changed the situation too much, but the aftermath would have been different, perhaps. Or Gaby would have been a little bit more comfortable telling a woman something, you know? He beat his ex-wife. Yeah. A guy needs to tell a guy needs a gal to tell him what the hell she means or wants. They expect someone to interpret stuff that they don't directly say. This is true to an extent. Yes. And men knowing that women are kind of that they speak differently, should, if they want to, should pay attention closer, I guess. I think. I agree, Edward. I picked up on them when I watched it without the sound first time. Yeah. Just ignore it all. Edward JK. Kevin Ninja. Oh, I can't hear Junior Ninja too. I actually, in the beginning, was sure one of the 911 callers was responsible for her disappearance. I believe they called to separate her from Brian because his report sounded like complete BS. That's interesting, Jennifer. Wow, I've never heard that one. Never heard that one. Tobo Ninja. Well, I mean, this is a safe space to discuss. That's what I'm saying. As long as no one's being an a-hole to our friends or me, then I mean, you can take what you think. It's all good. I mean, yeah. Well, okay, I'm gonna keep playing this. The audio is out, by the way.
Try to meditate stuff, but you tend to have a lot of anxiety and stress.
I have a lot of anxiety.
And what's his name?
OCD.
Is it Brian? Is he usually pretty patient with you?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Did he just ask, is he pretty patient with you? What's his name? Brian? Is he pretty patient with you? What a weird question to ask. Why not ask, are you pretty patient with him? How about ask, is he nice to you? How about ask, do you feel safe with him? How about ask, have you felt unsafe with him? How about asking, what can we do to help? But his question is he pretty patient with you? Yeah, all these men here have children or wives, and they're jaded in a way, you know. And men I've seen, like, when a woman cries, it almost annoys them to an extent. Like, they roll their eyes, like, here we go, they're crying. You're crying again. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure, Mischief.
It just makes me upset. I know that he definitely gets frustrated with me a lot.
By the way, that's not me cutting the audio out. That's the audio itself. It's like, yeah, he's pretty patient with me. I just feel like they're putting this woman up on trial here. Is he patient with you? And then she's like over here explaining herself over and over. This woman, oh my God, dude. I don't know. Is the audio still cut? It's not me.
Way of taking my anxiety and bringing it down, but my ex-wife, as much as my ex-wife, I'm just sharing. I know it's a little personal, but to help you understand, we would feed off each other's anxiety. It would spiral. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter how much I loved her. It may be bad for your soul. Just saying. And I'm not telling you what to do with your life, but if you know you have anxiety, look at the situations you can get in. You know what I mean? And we're not here to be mean to you or anything. Well, you know, there's a first time, and then it usually. We'll go see what Brian's saying, but I think you've heard everything now from.
Yeah, they're totally blaming her. I haven't seen this part. You know, yeah, you know, you get anxiety and you can get overworked, so you see why it's not okay to act like that. I don't know. You guys that are parents here in this chat, I mean, what is this? I mean, honestly, I'm learning watching this. If and when I have my own child and she's a woman, I hope that she's a kind of an a-hole. I want her to be, and she will be, because you guys know how I am. If someone tells her to calm down, don't tell me to calm down. Don't tell me to calm down. I want her to be smart and know her rights. And how about you tell him to calm down? How about, I would rather her be kind of on the sassier side than passive like this. I mean, I want to hug her. I want to pull her from the screen right now, and I want to hug her. And I wish I was there in between her and the officers. Like, hey, don't tell my daughter that she needs to calm down. You need to walk over to this man and tell him to calm down. Because he's not the one crying. She's the one crying. Oh, I see. This is Utah, and the majority are Mormon. And in that faith, the men rules and women are subservient. Well, shit. That makes a lot of sense then. The cops are from, like, Mormon. Maybe Utah is Mormon. community base, and this was in Utah where they were stopped. But we don't. But the officers aren't Mormon, right? That makes a lot of sense, Cherokee. Thank you for bringing that up to light. This is why I like talking to you guys. In retrospect, these guys really messed up here. They should have taken her someplace well away from Brian and talked to her what she. Yeah. Yep. You guys, yes.
Quick question. You said you were hitting him in the arm. Did you grab the steering wheel?
No, I didn't.
You did not touch
I
the
didn't
steering
touch
wheel?
the steering wheel, but only for like a second because I just saw the lights come on and it was more just like you're an idiot, like
But did you grab the steering wheel and like
No.
swerve or anything like that?
No.
Okay, so right here, I believe she's honest. Brian says she grabbed the steering wheel, and here Gaby says, no, I didn't. Could it be possible that when Gaby was maybe punched him, he kind of did something to her back, and that's what made the car swerve?
I didn't touch the steering wheel at all.
I'm gonna go ahead and close this door again. Do you have enough air back here, or do you want me to kick it up some more?
Do you have any water?
I will see if I can find some.
Okay, no worries. Thank you.
Gaby asked for water, and he's like, I will see if I can find something. But then Brian's like, I'm sitting crisscross applesauce. Can I sit over here? It's not like Gaby says, she's like, what is the baby way to say I'm thirsty? Okay, now I'm just kind of picking on Brian. But I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm mad. Yes, Mischief. Jennifer has 2 girls. Yeah, I know you would have lost your mind. Cherokee says hello, Jennifer. I think he beat her down so much she felt everything was her fault. I agree. A lot of Mormons where I am, and you're totally right. Yeah, and that's some good insight, yo.
You wouldn't happen to have any water, would you? Can I get a bottle?
Did you already give a statement to this officer?
Wait, was that a lady officer right there? No, it wasn't a lady officer. It's a guy with long hair. My bad.
Have any water, would you? Can I get a bottle?
But it kind of does sound like a lady, right? It does, though. Right?
A lot of anxiety.
And what's his name?
OCD.
Is it Brian? Is he usually pretty patient with you?
It looked like a lady.
Did you already give a statement? I think
What?
He looked like a lady.
Yeah.
you've heard everything now from.
Quick question. You said you were hitting him in the arm. Go ahead and close this door again.
Did you already give a statement?
Just like you're an idiot, like.
No, that's a lady, right? That's a lady. That's a lady, right?
Wouldn't happen.
But remember, they wear bulletproof vests, so you can't tell. But is that a lady or no? Hold on. That's a lady, right? Oh, Edward goes, dude, looks like a lady. I know. I think he heard you. That's a lady, right? It's NK. Says Kevin. You'd recommend implants? Why? Do you have them, Edward? Or what? I don't understand. Are you recommending them because you have had good results? I'm joking, Edward. A guy would not have long hair. Are you sure? I think, okay, I'm profiling now. Of course a guy can have long hair. I felt for her. She just experienced a traumatic experience with a man and now completely surrounded by men. Yes, dude, Cherokee. Yes, exactly. Yeah. I think a woman comes on the scene and actually picks up more than the idiots. Yeah, for sure.
You wouldn't happen to have any water, would you? Can I get a bottle?
Did you already give a statement to this officer?
I've got this gentleman here.
Yeah. This gentleman noticed that you had some marks on your neck. Yeah. And she's got some marks on her too. We're just trying to figure out what all happened. And I know you probably already told your story. This officer is probably going to be the one handling the whole case. Do you want to listen to what he has to say? And
look at him. He's such a good boy. He has his hands in front of his body. I mean, you know, he sits crisscross applesauce. He's such a good boy. Look at his hands in front, like so respectful. Yes or no, sir. Yeah, great. Mr. Brian, do you suck your thumb when you fall asleep? Do you need? I mean, Jesus.
yeah, and then you tell him what happened. If you don't mind.
Start at the beginning for me.
Start at the beginning. Well, I don't know.
Say from the beginning. Oh yeah, okay, and smiles. Okay. The Brian SOB knows just what to say, much smoother than Chris Watts. I think they're about the same, but yeah, I get your sense.
Too far back, but we've been in BLM land for the past week or so, traveling around, and the flies here are pretty intense. So the flies have definitely been getting to her, and then my feet are dirty and everything. So I think that
the flies here are intense. They were getting to her.
our little squabble started because we were hanging out at the coffee shop, and when we got back to the van, there was some dirt and stuff in the van, and I moved our food around. It was a little disorganized, so she gets a little.
Will you take those? Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Do you need any water?
So all this happened because there were mosquitoes and dirt, and you moved the food around.
That's okay.
It's hot out here.
We were going to get water because we ran out, but it's okay. No, it's alright. I don't like plastic bottles. It's okay. Thank you, though.
I think this dude's intoxicated. I really do.
But we just had a little disagreement there. Disagreement was just that she was getting a little worked up, and I was saying, "No, it's okay. Thank you so much."
It's okay, thanks. Right now they offered him a water. Oh, it's okay, thanks. Look at this fucking smug ass. What's like a nice way to how can I say a mother effer without saying bad words, Daniel? Monster fungus. I like that. Monster fungus. Emotional conversation. Yep. Monster fungus. This monster fungus.
It's cool. It's good.
And she goes, and then he goes, it's cool. It's good. I'm gonna keep my hands in front of me. I can also say my ABCs and sing them.
So it was just more of a disagreement, and I just wanted to.
What was the disagreement about?
It was. I wouldn't even call it disagreement. It was just that I'm dirty and I can't change being dirty. Like I got dirty feet, I got sand on my flip flops and stuff like that.
Why would Gaby Petito want to keep her van clean? I wonder. He goes, because the officer asked, what was the argument about? He goes, well, I have dirty feet. And I bet you Gaby was like, something about like the van getting dirty. I mean, okay. But why would you argue about that to the point where you're hitting each other? Unless you're drunk, you're tired of each other's poopy doopy. Yeah. He's already got to. I don't think he's buddies with him. I think he's already convinced him that he's a good boy. He's a good boy. Oh, I'm so innocent. This guy. If you want to see manipulation at its finest, a child manipulating his parents. This is what he did to his parents too. It's right here. This is a perfect example. Chris Watts did not do this. Chris Watts had no emotion. He didn't pretend to be this perfect little boy. This guy is pretending to be crisscross applesauce. Oh no, it's okay. Thank you so much. Like stupid extra. This guy has learned how to put up this mask that from the outside, everyone sees, wow, he's so respectful. He's like, um, what's the word? I'm sorry, I'm so angry. I can't think about dumbass things. He's perfect. This guy has mastered the art of innocent boy because he's practiced it with his parents growing up. I think he only ingests things from the ground. Puffing the magic draft again. True. Yeah, it's true.
Was that we were at the coffee shop for so long because we were there from 9 to 3. So yeah, there's a few little things, little relationships. I don't know if you're in a relationship, but I'm sure you
I've been married for over 5 years now. So.
There's a lot of little things. Right?
Yeah, I can go.
And
I get it.
We really we weren't physical before the point where I said, all right, let's just take a breather and.
So basically, he knows how to play the cops. I'm a good guy, but you know how women are. And then the cops, then they start sharing. Well, yeah, I've been married for 5 years, and then Brian's like, so you know, there's little things. So he is a master of manipulation. Like that's the okay. There's this book I'm reading called Power. What is it called?
Something.
Can I see it so I can show them?
48 laws.
48 Laws of Power, y'all. Look, I'm gonna turn my camera on so you can see. But here you go. Oh, you can't see me. It's so dark. Can you see me? Hold on. Oh, there we go. It's called The 48 Laws of Power. Okay. And this book I was afraid to read because I bought it. It was in my Amazon cart for a long time. And then it sat in there for months. But I was afraid to read it because you could either use this book against other people or you can use it as a way to protect yourself. And as I've been reading this for a while, and a lot of what I see in Brian is in here. Like I'm gonna stop the cam so I can show you guys. But what he's doing is, in this book, classic. Let's see. Let's see. Law 19, it says, there are many different kinds of, know who you are dealing with. Do not offend the wrong person. There are many different kinds of people in the world, and you can never assume that everyone will react to your strategies in the same way. Deceive or outmaneuver some people, and they will spend the rest of their lives seeking revenge. They are wolves in lamb's clothing. Choose your victims and opponents carefully, then never offend or deceive the wrong person. Let's see. Win through your actions, never through argument. Any momentary triumph you think you have gained through argument is really a Pyrrhic victory. I hope I say that correctly. The resentment and ill will you stir up is stronger and lasts longer than any momentary change of opinion. It is much more powerful to get others to agree with you through your actions without saying a word. Demonstrate, do not explicate. Let's see. Law 12. Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. One sincere and honest move will cover over dozens of dishonest ones. Open-hearted gestures of honesty and generosity bring down the guard of even the most suspicious people. Once your selective honesty opens a hole in their armor, you can deceive and manipulate them at will. A timely gift, a Trojan horse, will serve the same purpose. You see? There are a lot of laws in here, and Brian he hasn't read this book. The guy probably can't read past, the magic school bus level. Conceal your intentions. Always say less than necessary. He's not good at that one. Let's see. There's so many laws in here. Play the perfect courtier. Keep your hands clean. You must. Oh, this is perfect. Law 26. Keep your hands clean. You must seem a paragon of civility and efficiency. Your hands are never soiled by mistakes and nasty deeds. Maintain such a spotless appearance by using others as scapegoats and cat's paws to disguise your involvement. There you go. I think. What do you think?
Like, walk away for a minute. I'll lock the van up and I'll go for a walk this way, and you can go walk that way in the block. You know, there's that what is it called? Moonflower?
Right,
Yeah. You know, nice areas. You can go either way. It's all shaded. So let's go for a little walk and breathe. We'll come back. We're happy with everything. But she's, I'm not upset with her. She got worked up and she had her phone in her hand and her keys and everything. And she wanted, not her keys, her rings. She had her rings, her phone. And I was holding on to the keys because I didn't want to go anywhere. And my big fear is, I don't have my phone. I don't have my.
How much was this book? It's in the 20s.
So she goes off without me. I'm on my own. So I was saying, let's just go for a walk, and she was trying to get the keys for me. So I was just going, just wait, back up, and that's when she hit me. And I didn't get. I don't want to push you, but I didn't get overtly physical. I was just trying to keep her away.
I didn't get overtly physical. I wasn't getting overtly physical. I was just trying to keep her away. Jennifer says, I was saying earlier at Edward, we just got hit with a Hurricane Ian. It hit about 40 miles south of us. But our country is declared a disaster. Yes, Jennifer. That's horrible. That was a hard one, Jennifer. Are you doing well? Are you okay? That's why I was texting you, like, are you good? But I didn't want to bother you too much. I don't know what the power situation was like. We get East Coast lows and cyclones, says Utter Nutter. Jennifer Bradford, Eastern Canada, got slammed hard 3 days ago, but I'm out on West here in Alberta. I'm glad you're well, Edward.
Not get hit, and then I got really loud, and like that's probably everyone's attention where I was going, back up, get away, just give me a.
Okay, so you said you pushed her to create some distance, obviously, right? What happened after that? What got the scratches on your eye?
The phone.
The phone. So you pushed her and she hit you?
She was. It wasn't like a push, and she jumped on me. She was already. I don't want to. She's already swinging, and I was. A lot of angles, a lot of nails, a lot of rings.
Yeah, you got 3 scratches in your neck.
Okay, I have to use the restroom, but I'm going to keep this playing. You guys keep chatting. Just give me a couple minutes.
You got one on the left side of your nose. You got one in your face here, and you got 4 bleeding over there. So it just try it out. So it's like 2 hands coming in.
Do you mind lifting up your right sleeve for me? I'm curious about something.
It's a little bit of nails. I suppose fingernails, but I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining about
Is it bruised or tender or anything like that?
No. Okay. I'm fine, and I love Gaby. I hope she doesn't have too many complaints about me. I'm just, I feel bad I had to get so public. I was just trying to be loud. So this is, I try to make her calm down and be like, look, everyone's watching. And like, stop this.
Just hang tight for me. I got a quick question for you, Ryan. Sure. Do you take any medications or anything like that? You don't take any medications or anything like that? Okay. Are you normally this kind of like hyper?
Do I see my heart rate up? Whenever the lights flash on, it gets your heart rate up. Do I see my?
Trust me, it does me too, and I'm the one that it gets me going a little bit.
You probably
too,
could say, "Hey, buddy," whenever somebody walks up.
So, okay. Yeah, do you know if she takes any?
She's crazy. No, I don't think so. No, none that I know of.
All right. Real fast, can I get your first name?
Yeah, it's Gabrielle.
Gabrielle, how do you spell that?
G-A-B-R-I-E-L-L.
And your last name?
Petito.
B-E-T?
P as in Peter.
Oh, P.
And E-T-I-T.
I see. Oh. You guys both live in Florida, right? Or that's where you guys come
My
from?
license is Florida right now, but I'm from Florida.
So that's where you have it out of currently. That's O2 T9. I need a 29 if I name a date of birth. First name Gabrielle. Golf, Alpha, Bravo, Romeo, India, Echo, Lima, Lima, Echo. Last name Petito. Papa, Echo, Tango, India, Charlie, Oscar.
All right, I'm back. So, what did you guys get from what I've showed? I don't think I should go back, but what do you guys think? He totally coaches him what to say, says Cherokee. Yeah, I agree. Well, kind of. I don't know. It's just their interaction is interesting to me. The cyclones are moving north from Townsville down to Newcastle, says Audrey. I want to kick that tail cop in the hashtag outside hashtag percentage sign. Kevin, exploiting my core competencies, bash Nick Atlantic provinces east of Quebec, north of New York is a reference. If I was a cop, his cocky attitude would have clued me in instantly that he's playing them. You think so, Edward? You think that you would have gotten that, or it would have been like bro time? His heart rate went up. Oh, yeah. Right? Poor baby. He has douchebag written all over him here. I was back vacationing through the area in last July, and I was stopped at a gas station, and the sheriff told me I should not be traveling alone to get out of his county, or he would find a reason to take me in. Damn, dude. The heck? That's horrible. What the freak? What did you say? That was the same time that this was all happening. I was in Utah, Arizona, and Nevada. I did not argue. I left. Damn, dude. That's messed up. That is messed up. If these cops would have encountered me, let me tell you, you tell me to leave, I'd be like, okay, show me where I have to. Show me where I have to leave. You want me to leave? Okay, my GPS is on. Everybody knows where I am. Let's go. And then I probably would have started arguing in Spanish. Or like my mother's like, you don't tell me where to go in Spanish. Like, tú no me dices dónde voy. Like, I pay for gas. I pay taxes. Man, I would have gone off. Hell no. Hell no.
It's going to be Florida.
Look, he's such a good little boy. He throws his hands in front of him. Look at him. Oh, he's such a good little boy. Did you get tired of sitting crisscross applesauce?
We're just kind of hanging tight for a minute. All right.
Where do you guys live? Georgia?
Florida. Florida was our last place. Still get down there.
How long you been on this trip?
4 to 5 months now. I think you're up to 5.
What was the determinants? What was the ending of this trip?
Did you just ask him how long have you guys been dating? He says 4 or 5 months now. I don't know a lot of the background of this, so really, is that how long it was?
Moving to a new place?
We're
Or
going to Portland. Her grandmother's best friend lives in Portland, where we stayed. 2 years ago, we did a blood prospecting trip, which we loved. We did in Nissan Sentra, like a tiny little car. So I was like, let's do it better. And let's get a big van. Not a big.
Is he saying that it was his idea to go in a van? Is that what he's telling the officers? He's like, oh, well, let's do it better. Let's go in a van. This was his idea?
It's a tiny van. But
I said, let's try and do it a little better, and it's been great so far, for sure. But you were going over to Portland, and I don't know if you're probably more familiar with it, but woofing, have you ever heard of that? WWOOFING.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it.
I'm from California originally.
Oh, yeah?
So, and part of my job, I dealt with employees that were from all across the United States, and Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, everything you can think of on your level Western. I know most of them.
It's worldwide opportunities on organic farms, so it's like a volunteer work away type of situation where you can work on organic farms. So that's our goal once we get over to Washington. You know, we'll do that from Washington, then down to Oregon, and down to California. So I'm close to that. What part of California did you say?
I'm from a town just outside Sequoia National Park.
If you're
going to be going through there,
we'll get good in the way of outdoors.
Go ahead. But no, it wasn't too bad at all.
So I just got a phone with one of the two witnesses, and I recorded it. You want me to tell you what he said?
Yeah.
Real quick. Do you mind hanging with him for a minute? So, get away from both of them. So, he said that he never saw the male strike the female. He saw the male trying to lock her out of the vehicle. She even told us that he was trying to lock her out, tell her to go take a walk, so that she was trying to get in. She eventually couldn't get in.
So Brian locked her out of the vehicle because they were having a fight. So Brian's inside the vehicle and they got in a fight, and he locks her out of the vehicle when they're camping in the desert. You need to calm down. I'm going to lock you out. Really? Why not? Gaby, you stay in the van. I need to go take a walk. Or no, am I wrong? Am I thinking that? No, right? Just because he's a guy doesn't mean that he has to care about her safety. Right? Well, I'm kind of talking to you too, because he's like, but he locked her out of the van. He didn't let her get into the van in the middle of the desert because they were fighting. And that's okay, I guess, right? Not a big deal. I'm asking if it's like, I don't know.
And actually clawed her way in through the driver's door. He says, I don't understand why she's doing that. Well, I think it's because it was the only door that wasn't locked that she could get through. So she's trying to get in over him. He's trying to disengage from her. I guess he hung her backpack on the back probably so she would have her shit so that he didn't have to engage with her. Everything she's saying is the same thing. I haven't heard what he said, but if that's what he said, it's also what the witness is saying. The witness says, I never saw him hit her. I saw him shove her, but I couldn't tell if it was an aggression against her or a defense against her.
All right, so they're just trying to justify that this guy did nothing wrong. Right? That's what it was, I think. Okay, I shouldn't say right. What do you think? They're just trying to justify that Brian did nothing wrong and that Gaby is not a victim. That's what I'm getting at. That cop right there is the one who got the promotion. Cherokee, you know, from the Jeffrey Dahmer series, you know the cops that escorted that 14-year-old back into Jeffrey's apartment because Jeffrey Dahmer said that they were boyfriend. That pair of cops, one of them was eventually became the president of the police something in Milwaukee. Can you believe that? They were fired but then reinstated. The city paid the family of that 14-year-old boy $850,000 because the family sued the city because the cops messed up. The cops were fired, but then after an appeal from those cops, they were reinstated. And then one of that pair of those cops, he ended up being a president of some officer, whatever thing in Milwaukee. You know, it's all about connections, right? It's crazy. Outside the Moon Hippie Co-op, where 2 women were brutally murdered 2 days after Brian was at the store. Really? Wow. I never knew that. Oh my God, yeah. These cops are so dense. Why do you think so? Why do you guys think that this is how they handled it? I would like to get your opinion on it. I have my own opinion about it, but Why do you think it was this way?
As far as her, being the aggressor. So at this point, unless the guy's screaming that he needs to go to jail and did something to this girl, it sounds to me like she is the primary aggressor.
Yeah.
Now, the problem with her being the primary aggressor is in incidents of domestic assault, be it a male or be it a female, we shall arrest. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean they have to go to jail.
You know what? If they had decided that she was the primary aggressor, then they should have put her in jail. And I say that because that would have put her at the station for a night away from laundry. So it would have been fine. They should have arrested her. If they really thought that she was the primary aggressor, like this cop is stating right here, then at this point, they should have separated and arrested her. Arrest her. Actually, that would have probably saved her life. Arrest her, and you know what? That's when the parents probably would have been called to bail her out. But at least that way, she would have been taken care of. She wouldn't have been put back into the van with this gentleman. I shouldn't have said gentleman. I should have meant crisscross applesauce, Brian. And that's what led to her murder. It just made his aggression worse. She should have been arrested. I would have been fine with that. I would not be mad at these police officers. These police officers are talking about it. Well, it looks like she's a primary aggressor. Great, fine. You know what? Whatever. With that logic, arrest her then. Arrest her. You really worried about crisscross applesauce? Then arrest her. Because what would have crisscross applesauce done? Probably called his mommy daddy. And Gaby's parents would have been called, and this would have all been put to rest. And she could have filed a motion to dismiss this whole abuser thing later. Hey, downtown. Yeah, she was having a mental episode. Yeah, they should have arrested her then. Right? How are you, downtown? Cops, it's 110 outside, says Kevin. Let's get this taken care of. Yeah. God forbid these guys have to be outside in the sun too long. Downtown, yes. The worst is when he says it's your call, says something about separating them, and says something about one of them being murdered. God dang it, dude. They were separated for the night, but I think if she had gotten arrested, then Gary's parents could have. That's what I'm saying. I wish that she was arrested. Yep. Cherokee ended up in murder. Why couldn't they have also perhaps radioed for a female cop to talk with her alone in the back of the car? Oh, I thought that lady that was there was a female cop. I could have sworn it was a female cop. It's on the video. Oh, okay. I haven't seen this, so I'm watching this for the first time. So I apologize if I'm behind on this, but I can only handle one true crime case at a time, y'all. For a long time, I was with Chris Watts, but then the Kylie thing happened, and I immersed myself in that, and then now the Kylie thing has gotten a little out of hand. I think everything we need to know and that we can know is out there. So, I'm trying to backtrack now and catch up with the Gaby Petito thing, and then I'm going to do the Summer Wells thing, and then look into other ones. It's just that it seems like a lot of the missing person murder things, there are answers right away. With that heiress that was murdered. Sometimes it's just, it's very black and white, and these kind of cases aren't, and it's interesting. Why couldn't they have also perhaps radioed? Oh yeah, and it's on the video. Okay, so okay, I'm going.
Do a citation if it meets one of three criterion, which one of them is that we can ensure that they're not going to further risk each other's safety. But the problem with that is they live in the same vehicle.
That's what I was going to say. The other part of it is
there was actually an injury too to the victim, which is him.
Right, and I'm getting conflicting stories about.
So they have already decided here that Brian is the victim. The victim, which is him. I wonder what they're thinking now that after everything has transpired. Remember, she said she was OCD and she was the reason. Yeah, she did say that, downtown. And what I was talking about at the beginning of this was that as she has been torn down so much by Brian at this point that she already just assumes everything's her fault. Like, Brian has abused her to the point where she's gonna apologize immediately because she doesn't seem like an aggressor. It's a fight or flight thing for her, and she takes it. She's like, okay, you're right. It's my bad, Brian. I just don't want to fight, kind of thing. Yeah. They only spoke to one of the people that called in to 911 the other night. Person they failed to talk to reported Brian Hedger. Yeah, the victim, which was him, inside the van. Yeah, I mean, Gaby had her own quirks, and Brian was just learning of them through this road trip. And Brian downtown, did you see that part in the video where he said, officer, I'll sit crisscross applesauce, but can I sit over here because I'm bald and it's hot.
Why they hit the curb up here.
What did he say why he hit the curb?
Well, I watched, this is what I saw first. Saw him cross the double yellow. I was doing 42 miles an hour. I was, I don't know, probably 2 car lengths behind him, tapping my whales at him, trying to get his attention. They knew I was behind him. And then after he crossed the double yellow, merged over into the right lane, and then out of nowhere, just boom, went and hit the curb.
So did he tell you why?
Okay, so the officer just told you there. He was trying to get Brian's attention for a while. Officer was going 42. He was trying to get Brian's attention. Brian was still not pulling over. The cop had not put his sirens on or the actual lights on. He was just flashing Brian because he wanted to just pull him over and Brian didn't stop. And I think that's when Gaby freaked out, probably punched him and said, you better pull over, blah, blah, blah. And that's when the car jerked and then they hit the curb.
He said that she grabbed the wheel and turned it real hard. She said that she was hitting him in the arm. So
sounds legit. I mean,
what sounds legit?
I'm sure if I'm driving and my arm's on the wheel and I'm getting hit in the arm, I'm probably pulling out the wheel.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it was a little of both. And usually the truth is somewhere in between. He's probably trying not to say that he hit her.
But why are they not talking about? They're basically justifying the fact that it's Gaby's fault that the van was swerving. Why are they not talking about the fact that Brian did not pull over when the officer was signaling him to pull over? I don't understand that logic.
In incidents of domestic assault, be it a male or be it a female, we shall arrest. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean they have to go to jail. We can do a citation if it meets one of 3 criterion, which one of them is that we can ensure that they're not going to further risk each other's safety. But the problem with that is they live in the same vehicle.
Not risk each other's safety, but the problem is that they live in the vehicle.
That's what I was going to say. The other part of it is
there was actually an injury too to the victim, which is him.
Right, and I'm getting conflicting stories.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm sorry. I paused it. The victim, which is him. Why can't they both be victims? Why is he the victim? What is it? He's the victim. Why? Is there like this? I'm not gonna say that there's hate for women. It's not like that. Why is he the victim?
About why they hit the curb up here.
What did he say why he hit the curb?
Well, I watched, this is what I saw first. Saw him cross the double yellow. I was doing 42 miles an hour. I was, I don't know, probably 2 car lengths behind him, tapping my whales at him, trying to get his attention. They knew I was behind him. And then after he crossed the double yellow, merged over into the right lane, and then out of nowhere, just boom, went and hit the curb.
So did he tell you why?
He said that she grabbed the wheel and turned it real hard. She said that she was hitting him in the arm. So
sounds legit. I mean, I'm sure if I'm driving and my arm's on the wheel and I'm getting hit in the arm, I'm probably.
You know what? Yeah, it's because these guys are like Brian. These guys have probably with freaking wives and girlfriends that they trigger enough that they do this too also. They've probably been in the car where a woman has been arguing with them, but it's always a woman's fault, right? If we get upset about something, it's us. It's always us, right? The guys are never wrong, and I'm not talking about the people in the chat or like anyone in general. I'm just saying it sounds like these people relate to Brian more than I think they should. It gives off this vibe to me that they're probably assholes to the women in their lives too, and they can relate to him, which is scary. That's scary. They have similar relationships with the women in their lives. I mean, I wonder what these guys' wives or girlfriends said to them after they watched this video. I mean, they just relate too much, in my opinion. Just an opinion.
Pulling out the wheel.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it was a little of both, and usually the truth is somewhere in between. He's probably trying not to say that he hit her because he probably doesn't want her charged with assault, domestic assault. He probably would.
He doesn't want to say that she hit her. Wait, no, that's not what he said. He said he doesn't want to say that he hit her.
In incidents of domestic assault, be it a male or be it a female, we shall arrest. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean they have to go to jail. We can do a citation if it meets one of three criterion, which one of them is that we can ensure that they're not going to further risk each other's safety. But the problem with that is they live in the same vehicle.
That's what I was going to say. The other part of it is
there was actually an injury too to the victim, which is him.
Right, and I'm getting conflicting stories about why they hit the curb up here.
What did he say why he hit the curb?
Well, I watched, this is what I saw first. Saw him cross the double yellow. I was doing 42 miles an hour. I was, I don't know, probably 2 car lengths behind.
I think this guy's a problem. I think this guy, he's the problem. I think if this guy hadn't put his 2 cents in, it would have been something different. This would have looked differently, but this guy passed judgment quickly. I don't think it was for him to say who the victim was, because cops are not there to pass judgment. In my opinion, cops are there to assist everybody. This guy has made up his mind. Look at this guy. Look what he looks like. Yeah, now I'm gonna go off. This guy looks like a feminine cleaning product that is used in the shower. Actually, I'm not even gonna offend that cleaning product. He looks like, I'm not good with insults, y'all. So sorry, I failed just now, but that's fine. He looks like a bad dude. How about that? Is that good? He looks like a someone that didn't know crisscross applesauce. This guy did not that. Sorry, y'all. I'm really bad at this. Good. Look at this guy. He probably takes a lot of selfies and thinks he's God's gift to women. This guy, he's like GQ in his freaking bulletproof vest. Of course the guy's a victim. I'm sorry. No one paid you to be a judge. Where's your robe, sir? Let me see that robe. Oh no, you're out in the sun with everybody else. So how about you take care of both people in this situation and not just your glasses and trimmed beard? And I wish I was a model, but I am a police officer now. This guy doesn't care about anybody but himself. Sorry, I am very bad at insulting. Sorry. That one cop told Gaby she reminds of her ex, and that's why she was his. F that. Don't these idiots ask why she's hitting him in the arm? They don't care. GQ doesn't care here. Brian said he sits crisscross applesauce. That's all they need to know about Brian. I bet you they had a bottle of milk in the back of that freaking car. and heated it up for him and everything. Probably bottle fed him. Well, we don't see here. Whomever calls the cops first in domestic situation, the other usually goes to jail. You know, there's cases where people that have murdered their own families call the cops, right? I think these cops are trying to find any reason to get rid of Gaby and Brian to get into their air-conditioned cars and save paperwork. I mean, the longer they allow this to happen, the more paperwork that, if anything, they're probably slapped with more paperwork after this. The paperwork. This guy didn't want to go. This guy didn't want to hold a pen. This guy didn't want to hold it. Why would they? I hope they put in their report. Brian said he was sitting crisscross applesauce. They didn't want to do paperwork. Whatever.
Tapping my whales at him, trying to get his attention. They knew I was behind him. And then after he crossed the double yellow, he merged over into the right lane, and then out of nowhere, just boom, went and hit the curb.
So did he tell you why?
He said that she grabbed the wheel and turned it real hard. She said that she was hitting.
And then he goes, well, did he tell you why? Bro, can you not deduce why? He knew the car was behind him. And he did not stop. And then only after he turned the lights on did the car swerve. Gaby was trying to get him to freaking slow down and pull over. This guy has to ask, well, did he tell you why? Don't you know why? I mean, I could tell you why. It's called logic. It's logic. But maybe you don't have the logic because maybe you need to wear a hat so your brain cells don't get too hot. Your neurons are firing in a different way because there's not hair up there. I'm sorry, I'm being mean now, but this is annoying. It's annoying to me.
So
sounds legit. I mean, I'm sure if I'm driving and my arm's on the wheel and I'm getting hit in the arm, I'm probably pulling out the wheel.
Yeah. And
I'm sure it was a little of both. I mean, usually the truth is somewhere in between. He's probably trying not to say that he hit her because he probably doesn't want her charged with assault.
Did you hear what he just said? He doesn't want to admit that he hit her because he doesn't want her to get charged with assault. You guys heard that, right?
In incidents of domestic assault, be it a male or be it a female, we shall arrest. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean they have to go to jail. We can do a citation if it meets one of three criterion, which one of them is that we can ensure that they're...
Across the double yellow, I was doing 42 miles an hour. I was, I don't know, probably 2 car lengths behind him, tapping my whales at him, trying to get his attention. They knew I was behind him. And then after he crossed the double yellow, he merged over into the right lane, and then out of nowhere, just boom, went and hit the curb.
So did he tell you why?
He said that she grabbed the wheel and turned it real hard. She said that she was hitting him in the arm. So
sounds legit. I mean, I'm sure if I'm driving and my arm's on the wheel and I'm getting hit in the arm, I'm probably pulling out the wheel.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it was a little of both. I mean, usually the truth is somewhere in between. He's probably trying not to say that he hit her because he probably doesn't want her charged with assault, domestic assault. He probably would rather say she pulled the wheel than hit him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, fortunately for her, we cannot treat, just because he's bigger and stronger, and even if he's not willing to press charges, we can't treat this differently than if it was a male on female violence.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to charge her. And we can do a citation if there's some arrangement that can be made to separate them. And then we have to let them know that there's no contact order in effect. Yeah. And we have to let him know the only way to drop it is to go into the police department during business hours and fill out a waiver, which, by the way, what's today? Thursday? So it won't be until tomorrow. And they're only there till noon, I think.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure he's going to want to drop it.
Well, the other part of it is they said that they've been on 4 or 5 months that they've been living out of this van together.
Well, this is really bad news, so let's talk to him first. Here's Brian?
Yeah.
Did you ask him yet to take pictures of him? Yeah?
No, I haven't done any of that yet.
Brian, unfortunately in the state of Utah...
Kyle goes, unfortunately in the state of Utah, look, this guy still has his crisscross applesauce still has his hands in front of him. This guy's guilty. That's why he has his hands there. You might as well put cuffs on him now. There's a mental image I can't do without. He probably was not watching the road, had one grabbing her face. Yep. Yeah, I think Gabby said something about him grabbing her face. Their decision-making skill sucks. Yep, downtown.
We don't have discretion on some things. Like, for example, if I pull you over for speeding and I want to give you a warning, I can do that because it's under Class A. It's a Class B.
He's saying, I want to give you a warning for the speeding.
If I want to give you warnings for all kinds of stuff, I can. But there's a few things I can't. Like when I say I, police, I'm not in charge of it. One of the things that the state legislature doesn't give us discretion on is charges when it comes to a domestic assault. And it sounds like you guys are living together, so you meet the statute for domestic partners.
He says you meet the statute for domestic partners because they're living together. They've been in this van 4 or 5 months.
And you do have injury.
You have an injury. Brian has an injury.
And both an independent witness, probably the next one we're going to talk to as well, which we haven't talked to yet, but the one we did talk to, and your own companion have made it clear that she was the primary aggressor.
And then the witnesses we have spoken to has said that she's the primary aggressor.
And that she was striking you and you received injuries. You have admitted to striking her. She has not admitted to striking her. The witness did not see you strike her. So at this point, you're the victim of a domestic assault. That even if you did.
So they're saying this to him, and he's laughing. He's happy.
Want to pursue this, we don't have a choice.
So they're basically giving the choice. If you want to pursue this, we don't have a choice. He's so happy. Brian is like, it's the best time for him.
The best thing we can do to not, the lawsuit we have to charge her doesn't say we have to put her in jail. Okay, but it also says we have to separate through a no contact order. And we have to put her in jail if we cannot separate. And there's a little problem here. You guys are out of Florida living in the van together. How are we supposed to separate you guys? Now, I don't want to take this small 21 issue.
It's a 22-year-old
blonde
hair,
jail.
jail.
You could definitely defend yourself against, but at the same time, we can't say because you're a male and she's a female, we can't treat this different than if you were the male hitting her. We got to treat it the same.
Yeah, no.
So she's kind of in a tough spot. So unless you have an idea about how she could not go to jail and be separated, you have friends in town, somewhere she could stay. Tomorrow, if you want to, it's up to you. You can
go to jail?
And he asked here, can I go to jail? Like, he's just worried about himself. They're more concerned with him. They're more concerned with him. And I know you guys have probably seen this a whole bunch, but they're concerned about him. What do you want to do? How do you want to pursue this? He's just smiling a whole lot. I don't know. I have issues with this. Fortunately, in the city, two women are Chattel. What is Chattel?
Double T
T.
what?
EL. So true, Jennifer. A lot of crimes happen at state parks. Yeah, because that's where cowards go. Andy Sipowicz from NYPD Blue would have slapped Brian into next week. I mean, they knew there was domestic violence, so if they saw Brian as a victim, they would have not, then they should have not allowed Gaby to stay with him after this, right? And after the fact, if he was such a victim. But these guys just don't want to get into any trouble. I don't understand this, y'all.
Because we don't have a charge for you. Now tomorrow, if you wanted to be with her again tomorrow,
Take your break in.
if you want to be with her again tomorrow, because it's after 5, so office is closed, so you can go to the.
So if you want to meet with they're talking about something after tomorrow and something about 5 p.m. So I think you guys are right. Something about paperwork. They don't want to deal with this. I see what you guys are saying now.
Police department fill out a waiver to drop the no contact order so you guys can still be together, which is going to have a court date online. In a week or two, she's going to have to show up for a court date online and answer. The prosecutor might drop it. They might say, for example, if you're not willing to pursue it, that's your decision,
Anyway, I was gonna say it definitely is. I'm not gonna pursue anything. It's about God. Say I love her. It's the most probable.
Luckily, I'm not gonna what?
I'm sorry that I had to get so public.
Go to the police department, fill out a waiver to drop the no contact order so you guys can still be together. But she's gonna have a court date online. In a week or two, she's gonna have to show up for a court date online and answer. The prosecutor might drop it. She might say, for example, if you're not willing to pursue it, that's your decision.
Anyway, I was gonna say it definitely is. I'm not gonna pursue anything. It's about God. Say I love her. It's the most probable.
Oh, I'm not gonna have to serve anything. Like, this guy doesn't want to get in trouble for anything. Heart, CH is in chat. Chattel, it means property. I meant hard, not heart. I'm confused, kind of. I got nervous when this came out. I was still traveling. Lucky for me, I have a great dog. I broke down in Utah and some guy reached in my window, grabbed my breast, and dog jumped out of the back window and got him in the balls and dropped. Hell yeah, dude. I love your dog. Let's go. Cherokee, what kind of dog do you have? Dude, honestly, my dog is huge. I have a 140-pound Great Dane. You guys know this already. And yes, it's tough. I live in a smaller-ish place. It's tough. I know the upkeep in my apartment gets tough, whatever. But for me, the payoff is when I go out with him. Like, when I go out and he's in my car, like when I'm going to the store at 10 p.m., and I'll take him in the car with me. I'm not afraid when I go to my car. Like, I basically have this, what I consider an AK-47, like, around me. Like, this dog, no one's going to come at me. Like, no, I can walk my dog whenever I want at night. No one's going to approach me. If I take a road trip or if I go to the beach or if I go anywhere alone with my dog, and because I'm a good dog owner, my dog's going to protect the crap out of me. When I'm alone in my apartment and Daniel's gone, gigging, whatever, I'm not afraid to be alone. Like, there's something about this dog, like what he gives to me is worth it. What I get out of having him, like, there's this sense of security, and I know Daniel, when he leaves, and he knows that nothing will ever happen to me because I have this dog around. I mean, it's just, yeah, nah. Sometimes it's better travel with a dog than a man, like, especially if it's a man like that. Yeah, nah. Y'all remember that couple that was at a state park and his wife got decapitated by the gate that was shut? They didn't see it when they drove through it. What the? I didn't know that downtown. Huckleberry? Oh, like Huckleberry Finn? Is that who you named your dog after? He's an old English bulldog, good sized, thick boy. Oh, you have a good boy right there. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Dogs are a girl's best friend, I think. We need them. For sure. For sure.
I'm sorry that I had to get so public. But so I just want to get like the checklist of things I got to do to get rid of this. So there's an online court date.
Well, she'll get a paper with a court date.
How do I get rid of it?
Well, the court date has to be attended in order for them to decide whether they need to continue or drop it. First, it's just an initial appearance to say, are you who we think you are? Yes. Do you understand the charges been brought against you? Yes or no? Yes or no, the answer. Do you have an attorney? Yes or no, do you need one? And then from there, she can ask to speak with the prosecutor. The prosecutor might be contacting you and say, hey man, I see the 110 pounds soaking wet and you're a big strong guy, and we understand you're not even wanting to pursue this, but the cops have to follow the statute. How, where, in the interest of you, of justice for you as a victim, what do you think? And they can decide to still prosecute it, or they can decide to drop it, or they can decide to give her a plea and make it kind of go away if she behaves somehow. But that still does not eliminate the first court appearance that she has to attend, which thankfully for you guys is going to be online. So you don't have to. So if you're out of town, here's the thing: if you're out of town and she doesn't come into her court appearance online, they can suspend her driver's license, they can issue a warrant for her. So she needs to play ball.
And look at crisscross applesauce. He still has his hands in front of him. Such a good boy.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And remember her team, me and her and her team, I'm sorry about all this, I apologize again. But so she's got her online court date. We acknowledge that she's hurt, and then she's got the one for the.
Well, there's automatically right now there's something called a no contact order in place.
Yeah,
From this point forward until tomorrow, if you wish to drop it, you have to go to the 217 East Center Street, Mon City Police
I've
Department.
got all the paperwork.
And you have to ask
I'll
them to
give
give
you
it to you.
a
You want to fill out a waiver that you're requesting a waiving of the contact order, no contact order. No contact order means she cannot come into contact with you, she cannot talk to you, she cannot text you, she cannot go onto any premises you're occupying, she cannot go to your vehicle. And until you drop that, or until a court date, if you don't drop it, it'll stay in effect until midnight on the day before. And then that gives you time to get protection, protective order, a long-term one if you feel like you need one. It sounds like you don't even want this one. So tomorrow, they open at 8, you can go into the police department, you can fill out the waiver, they can remove it, then you can say, hey babe, where you at? Let me pick you up. And you can pick her up. Now, we're hoping not to put her in jail, but if she doesn't have somewhere to go tonight, to be separate from you, then where are we supposed
I can't talk to her now because it's separation,
to
right?
contact her?
Yeah.
So tell me this: do you guys have enough money for like a hotel room or anything like that? Because what we could do is we'd cite her for this, and then I'd give her a ride over to whatever hotel you guys is choosing.
Pick her up there tomorrow if you
And
want
you-
to know what they don't
On your way to go pick her up, you stop over there at the PD, sign the paperwork that they're requesting, and then
Oh god, this is annoying. This is too annoying. Why is it this all about her? When can I see her? I'm sorry, I'm gonna fast forward.
at the end of the day, I'm
Okay, doesn't move his hands.
sorry that this has happened. I'm sorry that it went to this extent.
No.
Sorry that it went to this. Sorry that
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Could I get my key and make like a little bag?
can I make a key and make can I get my key and make a little bag? Crisscross applesauce.
You can drive me somewhere?
You're gonna drive me somewhere? He doesn't care about Gabby. He's not asking about her. He doesn't care a shit about her.
Yeah.
Is that alright?
Would you mind watching for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, just if you don't mind doing it from over here, we don't want you to get hit in the road.
Okay.
So,
How come we don't see the body cam of this person? I want to see more of Gabby. Now and right now we what we see right now. Oh, he has marks on him.
Witnesses say were caused like the slapping.
Like they're just interrogating the crap out of her.
You say you slapped him and were aggressively hurt. I don't have anyone saying he actually punched you aggressively. It sounds like
I don't have anyone saying he actually punched you.
he was shoving in a manner that was probably more consistent with trying to prevent you from entering the van or to get space from you, not to slap the same. That makes sense. So if the tables were turned and he was beating on you and you were shoving him, of course we're going to look at it like, oh, of course she's defending herself away from this guy. But we're kind of looking at the same way with him. We have to treat both fair, even if he's a bigger male and you're a smaller female. The law doesn't say, hey, Officer Crown, Officer Robbins, you can treat people different based on gender under the section you can. Even if it makes no sense. We probably could not physically destroy this man with a physical part of the arm.
this is Officer Robbins. Hey, how's it going? That's fine. I'm still going to be here for a few minutes dealing with this, so we have almost as much time as you need. So his name's going to be Brian, B-R-I-A-N. Last name Laundrie is L-A-U-N-D-R-I-E. In Laundrie? Yeah, well, it's not Y, it's I-E at the end. Yes.
Ada, can you see my pic that is my Huckleberry? Oh, is that your boy? He lied to them too and told them he didn't have a phone when he tells them he needs his charger for his phone. Ah. I wouldn't be surprised if they said let's go all get drinks, cheese. Literally. I can. Just the baby boy right there. But my question was, is he named after Huckleberry Finn?
Okay. Let me see your hand. Is that
They're still checking in for wounds and then take pictures.
That one? That right there?
Those are two guys.
That works.
That could have been a pat. That could have been
I know you said this is from a wire, but I'm going to take a picture of it just in case, and I'll document that you're saying that's
Like they really think this dude is battered, right?
from a wire, not from her. It's just I want to document everything, you know what I mean? And then your right arm.
What you were attempting to do to him? What were you attempting to do? What was the reason behind the slapping and stuff?
And they're coming after her. Why did you do this? Why did you do this? Damn, dude. I'm so mad for her. Look at her body language. Like, she's so broken here. I hate that his last name reminds me of a great Don Henley song. What? Don Henley? Who's that? I hear you downtown. They act like he's such a good guy. I hope they felt like crap when they found out about what he did. No, I bet you they didn't feel like crap. I bet they said, well, we did everything that we did. We did everything by the book, just like those a-holes in the Jeffrey Dahmer case. Year-old boy back up to his apartment.
What was it you were attempting to accomplish by slapping?
I was trying to get him to stop telling me to calm down.
Well, it doesn't sound to me like she attempted to injure him.
So what were you trying to accomplish? And she told them, and then they don't sympathize with her. They just say, well, this and this and this, and then she starts crying.
It's your call. This is 100% your call. I support you either way.
I'll let you get back to your.
It's 100% your fault. That's what she just did. He just say that?
Think very hard before you answer the question. Do not quickly answer it. Think very hard. When you slapped him those times, were you attempting to cause him physical pain or physical impairment? Was that what you were attempting to do to him?
No.
What were you attempting to do? What was the reason behind the slapping and stuff? What was it you were attempting to accomplish by slapping?
I was trying to get him to stop telling me to calm down.
Well, it doesn't sound to me like she attempted to injure him. It's your call. This is 100% your call. I support you either way.
Oh, he's like, well, it doesn't sound like she was this and this, and then it's 100% your call. So he didn't say it's 100% your fault. He said your call. But that guy's an a-hole, dude. No, an a-hole is a nice thing to say. This guy's a toilet. This guy's a sewer line. An asshole is a normal thing. It's an organic thing. You know what? He is the toilet that passes the poop. He's toilet paper. That's what this guy is. Yeah, he's saying it's your call. Yes. Yep. Music and movies trivia is my thing downtown. Yes, it is. Downtown is smart. I'm horrible with trivia. His name is from the movie Wyatt Earp. He says, I will be your huckleberry. Oh, okay. I get you. I'm horrible with names, y'all. He was saying to the other officer, it's your call. Yeah. These ash hole questioning her. Yep.
I'll let you get back to your parents, okay?
Okay.
I'll let you get back to your what? And then they just shut her off. And then they just go talk to Brian. They like Brian better.
Say that she openly admitted to me earlier that she was striking him in the arm.
They have already decided that she's the bad guy. Fine. Yeah, exactly, downtown. Yeah, okay, so she's the bad guy then? Arrest her, put handcuffs on her, and take her to the station and let her just, let it be what it is. But it's almost like they enjoy beating her up. It's almost like they're taking out their frustrations with every woman in their lives on her. And that's annoying. That's annoying. These people forget, like, I understand relationships are hard. Men and women relationships are hard. But these men that are here, they have mothers. They have mothers. So fine, you don't like your girlfriend, wife. Just remember what girlfriends and wives essentially become: mothers to your children. Just like how these guys have mothers. So stop, like, I mean, I don't know. I'm getting real defensive here. But do you have daughters? Do you have mothers? I mean, come on. What are you doing here? I mean, if Gaby was screaming and yelling and hitting the officers, but I mean, come on, like, I don't know. This is weird. It's weird.
He said that she was striking him in the arm. He said she was, and that's what caused him to hit the curb. She said that she got hurt. I might have these two mixed up, probably.
No, she said that too, that she started distracting him by hitting him, and then he probably looked at her, and that's why the mark found the window sign.
That's the lady, right? That's the lady?
And she said it was her fault because she was distracting him by...
Look how she said it was her fault because she was, and then she goes up and uses her distracting. So she sees the BS in Brian's story, but at the same time, I don't think she wants to. She's trying to fit in with these guy cops too, because she's in a man's world at this point. This lady cop.
But she said she didn't try to hurt him. It wasn't malicious. She thought.
And then the lady right now is saying she said she wasn't trying to hurt him. She said it wasn't malicious.
He wasn't listening to her.
So assault is an attempt with unlawful force or violence to do bodily injury to another. The code for bodily injury, the definition says.
And then this guy responds with, well, the book definition of this, and this. See, they can't agree. And Molson, man, everyone is, you guys are all smart. Yeah, she doesn't want to go against the guy cops. Yeah, I see that. I mean, I work in a profession where it's male dominated, so I also have to be careful as well.
Bodily injury is infliction of pain or physical impairment or illness. So you can go. Now I'm recording, and society and the judges and everyone can judge me for this. I am looking at a 110-pound female and her fiance who have no means to be separated. He doesn't want to pursue it. She's not a threat to him, more than slight abrasions from her.
He just said she's not a threat to him. Then why are you saying she is the aggressor?
Fingernails. I don't care if we use the actual letter of the law to not charge, but I also don't care because it literally does possibly make perfect sense to go full-on domestic assault and do the whole thing. This is your opportunity to make the decision.
And then it cuts off again. This is your opportunity to make a decision. Why is everybody just putting their hands up in the air, saying, I'm not going to deal with this. It was not up to me. Because they see something very bad, potentially something very bad, and they don't want to answer to it later. See how it's quiet? The important part of the body cam is quiet. And I don't think it's because something's in the radio. And look at what's happening in the background. Brian is getting his stuff. It's still quiet. I didn't cut the audio off. I want to know what is being spoken of here. If this had taken place at their home or in town, both have been arrested. It would have been different, no doubt. But what is being spoken here? Gaby has not moved from the car. She's still, but it's been how long? At this point, it's almost an hour, and she has not moved from this car. But Brian's been crisscross applesauce. Look, it's still quiet. I have not cut the auto.
We get more problems with you guys tonight. One of you is going to you can't threaten like that. Right. It's true because it stops if you want to call the police to get off. Does that make sense? Right. So go full or nothing or in between and separate them and kind of give them the nod, the wink, like, hey, just stay separate. It's up to you. I'm going to go handle that.
This guy decided to take charge of the situation and influence everybody around him. That at the end, he doesn't want to answer to his judgment. This guy is acting like the judge and juror. This a-hole here. This a-hole here is like, this is what I think. Well, he comes off real strong off the gate, but then he's like, well, hands up, you guys are the ones that are gonna have to do the paperwork. So it's up to you guys. But I've already influenced everybody, so bye. Like freaking prickle.
Very capable help with you here, and I trust.
Prick. If this is taking place, yeah, bad boys, what you gonna do? Downtown. Unfortunately, some cops have seen so many of these situations, and they get so they just don't care. I would have totally wanted to protect Gaby, so I could have played the part of a hero. Edward, I don't think that's a good excuse because, like, you can say like teachers, they see this a lot, so after a while they don't care. I see a lot of the same thing, and every time I care about it the same way, because that's our job as people that work for the public sector. I mean, you have to hold yourself to this expectation of caring about this kind of stuff, no matter how many times you've seen it. And after a while you become desensitized to it, then that's when you need to make a decision to leave the field. Because I've been teaching 8 years, but I see a lot of the same problems in those 8 years. And it's not like after my 5th year I'm like, oh, I've seen this a lot. And then my care and my attitude and my my action towards something, it's the same. Because imagine if imagine if I was a 20-year veteran teacher and your child was in my classroom and your child was being bullied in my classroom. Is it a good excuse? Would it be good enough for you? Would you accept my answer? I mean, if you came to me and said, Miss so and so, why didn't you do anything about this bullying? It was happening right in front of you. And what if I said, oh, I've just seen it so much that, I don't know. No, you want someone that is going to take action and care about it. No matter how many years they see it. That's our job. That's our responsibility as someone who's working in a public sector, like a teacher, principal, police officer. We don't do these jobs for ourselves. Trust me, we don't get paid enough to do them for ourselves. This is not a career that we can move up from, that we get raises from, that we get promotion. No, we do this literally because we care about society. So it does, in my opinion, it doesn't matter if they see so many cases of this, then they become desensitized to it. Well, then they should not have this job anymore. I'm always a sucker for a younger, poor, delicate female. I think, yeah, I mean, you should just take every situation as it was the first time you seen it. And if anything, use the experience that you've had in the past to help guide you to make a better decision. I agree with you. When they get to that point, it's time to get the hell out of there. Yeah. Because when jobs like police officers, judges, not private lawyers, but public lawyers, educators, anyone working for the public system. And I'm not saying that we're all perfect, but I can speak for myself because and Daniel can tell you, I constantly evaluate myself and judge myself, and I am figuring out my boundaries, and I always say I don't want to do this if this is how I'm feeling, because at the end of the day, the people who suffer are the people that I'm in charge of, like my students. If I'm not excited about doing this and this and this, I'm not the one suffering. It's the kids, and the kids did not do anything to deserve a bad teacher. They trust the people they learn from in public school. They trust us. The parents trust teachers to be at their absolute best 100% of the time, right? Just like we expect cops to be at their best 100% of the time. And if you're a cop, a teacher, or anybody that's, in charge of the safety or education of a younger generation, I mean, you have this responsibility that I don't think people or realize. Yeah, I just went on a rant. I think Daniel hates me at this point. Also, I'm just blabbing.
I will. Alrighty, man. So we're still going to be going through. I do need some things from you, though. Do you mind if I get a picture of your driver's license?
Yeah, of course. I was thinking it was in parts like that.
So this whole time, they didn't even have a picture of his driver's license. They didn't scan it. Wow. Okay.
This is me.
Uh-oh.
I know this man has hair.
You said that this is still your mailing address, right?
Cherokee says there's no way the officer should have gotten a promotion. They should have been forced to work in a battered women's shelter for a while so they had a better understanding to see both points of view. No, I think I see where you're going with that, Cherokee. However, that could be a bigger problem because someone like this, who's at this part of their age in life, I don't think they would have done anything good at a battered women's shelter. I think no. That would have been worse. This person should not actually, maybe it was a good thing they got a promotion because they don't have to deal with people anymore. They can just be in an office and do paperwork. Sometimes promotions, air quotes, can really mean getting these people out of certain sectors so they don't have to deal with the public. They use the term promotion, but it's really just like removal, which is what I'm hoping this was. But I wouldn't put someone like this in a battered women's shelter. They've already shown that they cannot handle this. So I would not put the public at risk by using the public to teach him a lesson, because that could turn sideways real quick. Either they get fired or they get quote unquote promoted to work somewhere else, so they're away from the public. Maybe put in an office, do paperwork. You know what I mean? So it's like a win-win for everybody, and no one gets sued.
Just do it the right way. And then
they put him in charge of a large group of officers. Okay, but I mean, is he training them? Do you maybe they put this video out so to kind of call him out? Maybe having this out taught him a lesson. I mean, I don't know.
Thank you guys for helping us.
Oh yeah, no problem. Have a good day. My phone number? Yeah.
And there it goes quiet again. It would, and again, I didn't put the audio out. It would be interesting to get Curtis Rose's opinion of a new grad nurse compared to someone who has nursed in an ER for 30 years. Some of these older nurses to retire. Yeah, I agree. I'm just curious, Rose. I hope we get to hear from her soon. I think they all got a wake-up call when they found out what happened. I agree. The audio is still off here.
for both of you guys the same. However, the domestic violence portion of it enhances it.
Look how it feels like she literally never moved from this position.
Makes like a major pain in the butt, especially you're 22, right? So I'm choosing not to cite you today. So you are not going to be charged with anything.
Oh, never mind.
All right? But this is what I do have to do. I am separating the two of you tonight. Okay? I want you guys both to be tonight away from each other, relax, breathe, crying, because there's no reason to be crying now, okay? This is... I understand that this can feel like it's a nightmare, but you're coming out as the golden flower on top of it, okay? So, you're going to be taking the van tonight, and you're going to go somewhere else. I am going to get him lined up for the hotel room tonight. I want you guys to stay away from each other. For both of you guys the same. From what you told me and what he told me, you guys...
Anyway, I'm going to end this here. It's interesting, though. All of this. Let me know if you guys watched that Lifetime movie. Thank you guys for being here. You guys have like amazing input. And I hope it's okay if I leave this live up. and Cherokee, Edward Utter, what did I say, Edward? All my friends, downtown, everybody. Kevin, you guys are awesome. OGs, Jennifer. I hope this was somewhat, I guess, it gave you something. It did to me. I haven't watched this by myself, top to end, Mischief. And thank you guys for being here. I do appreciate it. And you guys have a good night, and we will talk soon. All right, bye, y'all.